Hello, apologies for my voice. I'm a bit ill today, but hi there. I'm 4DS. Today we're going to make a simple model, a simple textured model that looks like a potato. Now it is going to be basic, so there will be no detail in the potato, as you can see. So do keep that in mind. But yeah. So without further ado, let's start. So we'll be using the default cube for this. Go into the modifiers tab, add a modifier, add a subdivision surface modifier, change it to 4, make sure that the render is also 4. Apologies, that constructing something. Alright, cast. Alright, we've got that. Alright, and then simple deform, 2 simple deforms. So we want a stretch that goes to 0.375, and we want a bend that goes to 38 degrees. So now it looks something like this on the z-axis. Now we want a shade smooth. So now we got ourselves what looks like a potato, right? No. Well, we're not done just yet. We need to add a displace modifier and create a new texture. Okay. Change the strength from 1 to 0.1. Go to the texture tab. Click on image or movie. Alright, change it to Musgrave. Change the size to 2. And you are pretty much done with that. You can, of course, mess around with it a bit more. I'm not going to do that. Because as you can see, it kind of like ruins it. So yeah, we're pretty much done with that. Now for the geometry nodes bit. So you go to the geometry nodes tab here, make sure that you have the object selected, the cube selected. Click on new. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get yourself a set position node, and then optionally you could add a subsurf modifier, subsurf node between these two here. I'm not going to do that. The next thing you want to do is get a vector math node. So vector math. Change it to multiply. Right, and then connect it to the offset. Alright. Next thing you want to do is get a math node. Connect it to here. Subtract. Change this to 1. And then get a noise texture. Change this to 2.5. Color goes to here. Then get a what was it? A ramp, a color ramp. You want to make it like this. Okay, great. And then the next thing we want to do is get a vector node. So a normal node. A normal node. I do apologize for that. Now it will look something like this. We don't want it to look like this. So what we want to do is swap these around. So now it looks like this. Put this at the back. Make this go around here. Hopefully I'm doing this correctly, because it doesn't look like I am. Alright, this looks good enough. So we'll just roll with it for now. Okay, once you have that done, let's go to the shading part. And you have to keep this in mind, okay? This noise texture will be very handy, if I can speak properly. The scale has to be at 2.5, and if you set the scale to something else, then you have to keep that in your head, right? So you go to shading here. Alright, let's start. So the first thing we're going to do is change the subsurface. We want the subsurface to be around, I don't know. I mean, I'd say 0.5. And then you want the subsurface color to be like this sort of color here. And then make it dark. Also, make this 0.3 instead. My memory's a bit off. Okay. What now? Okay. Get two Voronoi textures. What else? Get two ramps, color ramps. Connect the distance. Make sure these are smooth F1. Yeah. Change the distance to something like that. Now one of these is going to be used for bump and color, and this one is going to be used for color only. So we want to make this like this. We want to make this like this. Change it to linear, from linear to B-spline. Okay, great. Great. Let's just make it a bit more like that. Okay. Okay, great. Add a bump node. Change the strength from that. No, change the distance to 0.1. Okay. What else? You kind of need a noise texture as well. And remember I said 2.5, well you have to plug that into here. And then get yourself another color ramp. Whoa, I don't want to do that. And then get get a mix node, make it color, and change it to multiply. Alright, we're going to put that into height, and let's see if it's going to give us anything. Yes, it is. Okay. Change the factor to that much. And make this linear. Okay. Now, change the scale of the Voronoi texture to 15. So now it looks something like this. And change this to 15 too. Okay, so now it is taking shape, more or less. There are some artifacts here to which I do not know what's causing that. Let me see. Okay. He's spline, so if I do cardinal, linear does that, right? It makes it look kind of ugly, if you ask me. It just makes these very noticeable dimples. Constant, don't even talk about that, but cardinal is what we're looking for. Right. Change this from black to that. I think it's B-spline. Yeah, it is actually B-spline. It's not cardinal. I don't know why I made that mistake, but I just did. Alright, change the color, make it a bit less noticeable. I don't know, something like that. Zero 0.011. Okay, I think that's that. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is get another mix node. Change it to color. And I think it's multiply. Put the factor all the way up, and whoops, I just made a mistake. Lovely. And then another multiply node, because why not? So now we got ourselves, if it compiles the shaders, it will look something like this. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind. We have to change these. Just change this to 0.5. So now it looks a little bit less robotic, I guess. And this to 0.5 as well. Okay. And mix the noise texture along with it, I guess. Okay, how do I do that? I think it's just this. Alright, make this bright, brighter than the sun. And then change it to this color, around this color-ish. And then make it, let's make it like that. Don't know, it doesn't really look like a potato. It doesn't look like one. That looks close enough. Roughness stays at its original area, I guess, original position, and I mean that's pretty much it. That is a basic potato done. I'm gonna see if I can try to make it a little bit less horrible. Doesn't look like it's working though, so I'm gonna change this to 20. No, let's keep it at. Let's make it 17 instead. How's that? 17 will do. Okay, and that's pretty much done. That is the potato done. So now we just have to I don't know how to say, make a background. EZ20. Alright. Okay, position the camera like something like that. Maybe a little bit further apart. Yeah, something like that. That will do. And then turn screen space reflections on. Change this to a nice green color because you know, we're celebrating a country here, right? Make it like let's give it this a sort of palish green. How's that? That will do. I'm just going to change the subsurface to 0.2 because I think it looks too skin-like. And this looks, let's make it darker. So now it looks, I don't know, let's make it like that. Now, yeah, that shouldn't be messed with. Another thing you want to do, because we're doing this in Eevee, we want to add ambient occlusion and change it to 5 meters. So now it looks something like that. Okay, and then we're pretty much done with our little basic potato. Now, there are ways to improve this potato. For example, I think there's a way of improving it if I go to shading and select the potato. I'll change this to B-spline. And once it's done compiling the shaders, it should look a little bit less. Yeah, it looks a bit better now. Okay, and yeah, I think this should be set as 0.5. Yeah, that's pretty much it. One more thing that you can do is, of course, enable bloom or depth of field, or what is it? I mean, you can do the subsurface scattering. Now, what I'd like to do is make the trace precision on both ambient occlusion and screen space reflections, you know, ultra accurate, because my computer is able to do that. And you can also bake indirect lighting. which I think I've just done wrong. So I'm going to delete lighting cache. Shadows, I'm going to change it to 64 pixels to make them softer. Although you can change it to 4096 and that will make them a little bit less soft. And if you like, you can change it to cycles, which will make it look a little bit less, I don't know, ever so slightly less realistic in my opinion. Which is why I'm using Eevee. If it lets me. Alright, we're done. So now let's render the image. Alright. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something new. And I will see you later. Be happy with this, honestly. I don't know what else to say. Damn it. Alright. I'll see you later. Alright? Bye.